wrestling fans, the following tag team event, it is set for one fall. Introducing the first team to my right, from Raleigh, North Carolina. He weighs 241 pounds, Bob Emory. His tag team partner from Hickory, North Carolina, 243 pounds, Joe Cruz.
Terry Funk, as if they need an introduction, but let's hear it anyway.
Well, there they are, the hottest team in professional wrestling today. And you know, you talk about
something? If you people would shut up, you might learn something, okay? Ladies and gentlemen, I present the finest wrestling combination in the world today. The Gangster of Love and the Sultan of Swing. Beautiful Bobby and Sweet Stan, the Midnight Express.
Well, fans, you saw it at Clash of the Champions. The Midnight Express and Jim Cornette showing their true colors to the detriment of the Dynamic Dudes. The Dynamic Dudes are standing by now with these comments.
Jim Cornette and the Midnight Express, you're the Dynamic Dudes, very mad. And I'll tell you what, we've signed a rematch coming up, and we're going to take every advantage to pay you back for what happened to us, because we won't take anything sitting down.
You know something, Jim Cornette? I don't care what anybody says, and I don't care what you say. I know different. That's no tennis racket. I don't know what you've got in it, but it's no tennis racket. After we get done with the Midnight Express, we're going to get our hands on you, you little geek. And when we do, we're going to show you exactly what it's all about in the ring with the Dynamic Dudes. Dynamic Dudes are coming after the Midnight Express, both barrels loaded.
Well, Terry Funk, I guess it's an exercise in futility for me to ask you to criticize even a little bit the tactics of Jim Cornette during Clash of the Champions from Troy, New York.
How can you criticize what they did there? You know, you got the Dynamic Dudes, like I started to say before Cornette told me to shut up, and you notice that I did. They're social butterflies. These guys are athletes, competitors right here. The best team in professional wrestling today. You know that, or else Cornette wouldn't be with them.
Well, there's no doubt they are superb athletes, but indeed the Dynamic Dudes are as well. And to call them social butterflies, well, it just doesn't give them the credit they deserve, Terry Funk.
Well, I don't know about that. Whoa.
Emory just holding his own quite well with Sweet Stan Lane.
Bob Emory slamming Stan Lane, picks him back up again. Nice move by Lane, shoves him off, catches him with the clothesline.
Well, I'll admit it. Jim Cornette for a year had me suckered. And now look at him. As I said earlier, Jim Cornette showing his true colors during Clash of the Champions. Stan Lane now with the...
Well, I don't know about his true colors, but he showed his wisdom, didn't he, Chris?
Well, I guess that's something you could say. I wouldn't call a tennis racket over the back of the head of one of the Dynamic Dudes, Shane Douglas, wisdom. I'd call it blatant cheating, out-and-out cheating.
I'm talking about his choice of teams.
Well, I beg your pardon, that's Joe Cruz, no relation to Christopher.
No relation to you?
Not at all.
Are you sure? He kind of, well, he does. He looks a lot better than you, Chris.
A tag team of the Midnight Express showing why they are one of the best tag teams in the world. What combination. Cruz under the legs of Bobby Eaton. Now we'll see what Bob Emory could do. Fans here in Columbus, Ohio, not at all appreciative of the managerial talents of Jim Cornette. Bobby.
What an active crowd we've got here. We've got one of the best team wrestlers in the world, Bobby Eaton, right there. Bob Emory leapfrogs him, blocks a punch, catches him with two, throws him off into the ropes, catches him with a scoop slam. One.
Got a one count on Bobby Eaton. Good job there by Bob Emory. Eaton recovers quickly.
Oh, nice clothesline.
Eaton can do a clothesline like virtually nobody else in professional wrestling. Gets his whole body into it and just swings it. Now using the ropes to his advantage. Eaton and Stan Lane heavily guided by the, well, there's Jim Cornette, as I said, back to his old ways. if sickening, Jim Cornette at ringside.
If you put these two guys in there against the dynamic dudes, the Midnight Express against them, who are you going to try to tell me is going to win the match? Tell me.
I can tell you that the dynamic dudes are going to have more fire and more energy and seeking revenge, and I think that it's going to be let me say, an even match. Can't quite call a winner there.
Bob Emory on the floor. There you see Eaton going out of the ring after him. Stan Lane's decoying the referee. Nice right. Oh.
Cornette with a couple of love taps there of Bob Emory.
Saw Jim Cornette telling him get back in that ring, didn't you?
This is just a dramatic sea change now. Stan Lane just drives Emory back. And in comes Joe Cruz. See what he can do.
Not much. Nice drop toe hold there by Stan Lane, rubbing his face in the mat.
And what do you call that kind of a wrestling move?
I call it irritating.
Thank you, Terry Funk. Cruz whipped into the ropes. Double back. No, I thought it was a back body drop, but they just slam him face first. This should be it. It is.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winners of the match, the Midnight Express!
Well, if we must, let's take another look at it.
Whenever you watch this, you'll see them throw him into those ropes. It's like a face-forward backdrop. They control him and force him to go face flat. You saw Stan Lane driving him face down into the mat. Bobby Eaton covers. There it is, 1, 2, 3, Chris.